Hey guys, welcome back to Crafting Princesses. So today we're going to be making just a basic no-sew DIY tutu. I do have a video from 2 years ago on my channel, but I just kind of wanted to update it as I've changed or tweaked a little bit of the things that I do when making it. So just wanted to do a refresher. For those of you that are new, welcome to my channel. Hopefully you find some helpful information here. So let's get started. Things you'll need. Tool. And all of the information I will also leave in the description box below. So I'll leave a link for where I purchased my material as well as a size chart. So for today, I'm going to be making a Minnie Mouse themed birthday outfit. And so the tutu is going to be pink and gold. So these are the two colors that I'm using. And I buy the polyester tool from Paper Mart. I will leave a link for their website down below. And I got the color pink, I think it's just pink and old gold. Now, here is a size chart that I've written out for myself. I just keep it at my desk for quick reference. I'm going to be making a size 12 month tutu. So here I have the lengths for a size 12 to 18 month tutu. For the waistband, I cut my 3/4 of an inch non-roll elastic at 17 inches with an end result of 18 inches. They do stretch a lot while you make them. And the end result of my tutu is going to be 7.5 inches long. So this board, it's just a piece of cardboard from like a shipping box. And I have all of them labeled. The length of this board is 16 inches long. So when I'm cutting my strips, when it's folded in half, they will be 8 inches, but because of the knot when tying, I have that extra 1/2 inch in there so that the end result of my tutu is 7.5 inches long. This will make more sense when we put the tool on the waistband. This is the elastic that I like to use. Today I'm going to be using white. It's 3/4 of an inch wide and it's a non-roll elastic. I always have this in white and black. So according to my size chart here, that has to be cut at 17 inches and then sewn together. I've already sewn mine together at my sewing machine. So I had cut this at 17 inches long, made it into a circle and did a zigzag stitch back and forth about 6 times. The color of the thread that you use doesn't matter because it is going to be covered with both the tulle and I add a bow on mine. If you're afraid that it would show at all, then use white, something to match your elastic. All right, so let's get started. You'll also need fabric scissors. I'm just going to pull the plastic off of the roll. And then if you see here, the end sometimes can be a little bit frayed. So I like to just cut that part off so I have a clean edge to start with. Now mine, when we're folding, I'm gonna cut on both sides, but you can also make a board that is 8 inches long and you only have to cut down one side. The reason why my boards are longer and that I cut on both ends is because I also make larger size tutus. So I can use these if I wanted to make a tutu that was this exact length in the end. And I will explain that when I show you how to cut. So here, I'm starting with my tool, you can see, on one end of my board. Then I'm gonna hold that down and flip it. Then holding underneath, and you really only have to be cautious about this at the beginning so your tool doesn't move. I'm gonna fold it again. Sorry about that. Okay. So for this tutu, I know for a fact I'm going to use more than this one roll. So I'm just going to keep rolling the tool around my board until the entire roll is finished. Okay, so all of my tulle has been rolled around my board. Now I'm going to take my fabric scissors and I'm going to cut along one side. Then I like to even it up on my ends here along this edge. I'll then carefully unfold it, not moving my tool. Then I'm going to cut along this side. So a part of what makes a great tutu is that it's even, that all of your strips are even in size and length. So what I like to do is I like to stack it, and if I need to, like right here, trim a little bit, then I can just do that from here. Now, if you have a shorter size board and you only cut along one edge, then you don't really need to worry about that. Okay, so I have my stack of pink. Then I'm going to cut a roll of gold in the same way. Okay, so this might seem a little bit weird, but I know that a lot of my viewers or a lot of you guys don't have a mannequin. So I wanted to show you that you can make a basic tutu without one. So what I've done is I've taken my sewn waistband and I've put it around my thigh. So we're gonna start with our pink tulle. And I'm going to take 2 strips of tulle. Now I've placed them together evenly. I'm going to fold that in half long ways. Then I'm going to slip that under my elastic band and tie a double knot. Now from here, your tulle ends sometimes can get a bit uneven, so this is where you want to adjust your knot a little bit and make sure that they are even. For this particular design, I'm going to be doing 4 rows of pink and then 2 rows of gold. Making sure my ends are even, and then doing a double knot. I've got 2 pieces here. Fold long ways, tuck under, double knot, and make sure my ends are even. So this is one more row of pink, and then I'll do the gold. So I have 2 strips of gold. Now, if for any reason you see here, this tulle piece came out shorter than this one, I'm not going to use the shorter one because you will notice. I know I get a lot of questions on like my Instagram page, which if you're not following me there, please feel free to do so, and you can see a lot of the different dresses and tutus that I make. So I tend to get a lot of questions through there just because I can answer them quicker. And a lot of my viewers say that they're not able to get their ends even, that it looks messy in the end. That can be a reason why. If you have a shorter piece of tulle and then you're folding that up against a longer one, in the end you would be able to see it would stick out more and it would make a messier look. So throughout the process of making your tutu, you want to make sure that everything stays even. And then at the end, you can also take your scissors and trim to make sure everything matches. So from here, just go around your entire waistband. You can do whatever pattern you want. I'm going to be doing, like I said, 4 rows of pink and then 2 rows of gold all the way around. Okay, so I have added my tulle all the way around my waistband. Now you have the option of leaving it like this, which has a more downplayed poofiness. I don't know how to describe it. It's poofy, but it's not as poofy as it can be. So a trick that you can do if you want a really fluffy and full tutu, since you're using 2 strips of tulle per knot, you can actually separate them. So for example, I'm going to take one section of my knot and I'm going to pull on the 2 pieces of tulle. And you would go around the entire tutu by pulling apart the 2 strips of tulle in every knot. Now you can skip some, you can do every single one. It's completely up to you with how poofy you want the tutu to be. But as you can see here, by pulling on them, you get a much fluffier tutu than on this side if you leave it together. Now, of course, if you're pulling them apart like this, it's going to be a bit more transparent and the colors will be lighter and not as opaque as if you kept the 2 strips together like this. So on this side, you can see the colors are a lot darker than when you start separating the tulle apart, but you do have a fluffier tutu. So it's completely up to you, however you want your tutu in the end to look. Now, some tips and tricks for tutu making. Oh, and after you do this, if you decide that you don't like it as fluffy as it is, you can just brush it back down. And combine the tulle back together again, like that. All right, so some tips that I want to share. Once you have your tutu all done, you can lay it on a table and trim it, so have it flat out in a complete circle, and then you can trim around the edges to make sure everything is even. If you have a mannequin, you can usually just see where there might be a longer strip than another, and then you can just trim the end like that. And from here, you have so many options as far as decorating or embellishing your tutu. I always add a bow to my tutus. I love it. I feel like it finishes it off, and it's not a complete tutu without one, but that's just me personally. And where I always like to put my bow is where I sewed my elastic waistband together, as I had mentioned to you guys. So that's just a way that I like to finish that off so that it's a seamless waistband. And then you can add rickrack trim by tying it around the tutu. Like in my thumbnail photo, you'll see how I decorated this tutu. And then you can do rhinestones, you can add butterflies, flowers, whatever your little heart desires. But have fun. They're really fun and easy to make. And you just have so many options with customizing an outfit for your little one, so that you guys have an idea as far as how much tulle I used. This is a size 12-month tutu. I used 1 whole row or roll of the pink plus a little bit more of a second one, and these are 25-yard rolls. So I probably used about 30 yards of the pink, and I used half a roll of the gold, so we could say about maybe 15 yards-ish. So in total, I used about 45 yards of 6-inch wide tulle from the spool for a 12-month tutu. As I mentioned earlier, I will leave some size suggestions and lengths down in the description box, but obviously you can make your tutus longer, you can make them shorter, you can do whatever you want, and the amount of tulle that you use will depend on that. I'm going to be also making the Minnie Mouse with the name for the onesie to go with the tutu. So I'm hoping I can get a tutorial for that up for you guys in the next couple of days so that you can see how I do my vinyl customized t-shirts. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on future videos. If you guys want to request any certain type of video, leave a comment below and I will do my best to make it happen. Thanks for watching.